Welcome to my channel Glory with Mathematics. Please subscribe, like and share.
Hello students, let us do the activity to divide integers. Objective of this activity to divide integers using unit squares of different colors. Materials required for this activity: cardboard, white paper, red and blue squares, color pen, adhesive, ruler, scissors. Then method of construction. So first you take a cardboard of convenient size and paste a white paper on it. Then take a red grid paper and cut out sufficient number of square pieces of unit squares. Let each square represents an integer plus 1. So refer figure 1. So this is figure 1. A red square represents plus 1. You have to make a number of red squares for this activity. Then next construction, take a blue grid paper and cut out sufficient number of square pieces of unit squares. Let each square represents an integer minus 1. So you have to make the blue squares. A number of blue squares you have to make. Each blue square represents minus 1. So this is our figure 2. So you have to make a number of blue squares for this activity. Each blue square represents minus 1. Then example 1. First, let us divide a positive integer by another positive integer. For example, 6 divided by 2. Here 6 and 2 both are positive. So take 6 red squares because one red square represents plus 1. So here 6 means we have to take 6 red squares and arrange them in a row as shown in figure 3. So continue with this example. Positive integer divided by a positive integer, 6 divided by 2. So our figure 3 was, so place the 6 red squares in a row. Then divide these red squares into two groups, taking one by one as shown in figure 4. So this is our figure 4. So we have to group these 6 squares into two groups, group 1 and group 2. So each group contains 3 red squares. Group 1 contains 3 red squares and group 2 also contains 3 red squares. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3 because in each group there are 6 red squares. So red means positive and 3. So 3 plus 3 is our answer. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Next example 2. Negative integer divided by a positive integer. Minus 6 divided by 2. As first integer is minus 6 negative, so we have to take 6 blue squares and arrange them in a row as shown in figure 5. So like this we have to arrange 6 blue squares in a row, because each blue square represents -1. So 6 blue squares means -6. Then same question. So here we have arranged 6 blue squares in a row in figure 5. Next, divide these blue squares into two groups, taking one by one as shown in figure 6. So this is our figure 6, group 1, group 2. We have to arrange all the 6 blue squares in two groups. Equal number of squares will be in each group. So here in group 1 there are 3 blue squares, and in group 2 also there are 3 blue squares. So each group contains 3 blue squares. One blue square represents -1. So 3 blue squares means -3. So in each group -3 is there. So our answer -6 divided by 2 is equal to -3. So if we divide a negative integer with positive integer or a positive integer with negative integer, then the answer will be in negative. Next, example 3. Positive integer divided by a negative integer. 6 divided by -2. So first we have to take 6 red squares, because one red square represents +1, and arrange them in a row as shown in figure 7. So this is our figure 7. 6 red squares are arranged in a row. Then since we have to divide by a negative integer, here -2 is there, negative integer, we have to divide 6 by a negative integer. So invert each square of figure 7 once. So red square will be inverted to blue squares in figure 8. The red squares of figure 7 are inverted to blue squares in figure 8, because we have to divide 6 with a negative integer, that is -2. Then, so we have 6 blue squares in figure 8. Then divide these blue squares into two groups, taking one by one as shown in figure, like this. We have to make 6 blue squares into two groups, group 1 and group 2. Group 1 contain 3 blue squares, and group 2 also contain 2 blue squares. So each group contain 3 blue square. So our answer is -3, because one blue square represents -1. So 3 blue square means it will be -3. So 6 divided by -2 is equal to -3. So here we are dividing by -2. So 2 is there. So that's why we are making two groups. Next, example 4. Negative integer divided by a negative integer. For example, -6 divided by -2. So first take 6 blue squares. Blue is for negative. So first you take 6 blue squares and arrange them in a row as shown in figure 10. So this is our figure 10. Next, Same example. So this is our figure 10. We have arranged 6 blue squares in a row. Since we have to divide by a negative integer, because here minus 6 divided by minus 2. So minus 2 is negative. So invert each square of figure 10 once in figure 11. So we have to invert all the blue squares of figure 10 into red squares in figure 11. So like this. So now we have 6 red squares. So again, so this is our figure 11. We have 6 red squares. Then from figure 11, divide these red squares into 2 groups, taking one by one as shown in figure 12. So this is our figure 12. 2 groups will be made, that is group 1 and group 2. So group 1 contains 3 red squares and group 2 also contains 3 red squares. So 3 reds means plus 3, because 1 red square represents plus 1. So minus 6 divided by minus 2 is equal to 3. So observation. So when we divide one positive integer by another positive integer, the answer will be positive. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Then minus 6 divided by 2, one negative integer divided by positive integer, the answer will be negative. So minus 6 divided by 2 is equal to minus 3. Then 6 divided by minus 2, again a positive integer divided by negative integer, so answer will be negative. So 6 divided by minus 2 is equal to minus 3. Then minus 6 divided by minus 2, negative integer divided by negative integer, the answer will be positive. Minus 6 divided by minus 2 is equal to 3. Minus 8 divided by 4 is equal to minus 2. Then 8 divided by minus 2 is equal to minus 4. Then minus 15 divided by minus 3 is equal to 5. Then 20 divided by minus 4 is equal to minus 5. 16 divided by minus 2 is equal to minus 8. Then minus 14 divided by 2 is equal to minus 7. Minus 18 divided by minus 9 is equal to 2. Then 10 divided by minus 5 is equal to minus 2. So like this you can divide the integers. Thank you.